cyber dopamine here. So I've been playing on the TEMPEST edition of the MSI Claw 8 AI Plus. I've been traveling through Europe with this thing, plenty of states in the US. I've done a lot of traveling recently, and this has been my companion. And I've got to say, it's been a worthy companion. I feel like the MSI Claw is the black sheep of the handheld family. It's the first one to rock Intel, but I just want to let you know, I'm so happy to finally make this video. I feel like this MSI Claw is so underrated because after spending time with this thing, I have had such a blast with this device. I reviewed the original MSI Claw 8 AI Plus, and I love the thing. I had some problems with the fact that it was with Intel at the time. It was so new. You were missing on some features, right? You were missing on frame generation, FSR3, and things like that. But times have changed. There have been updates that have completely changed my experience with the MSI Claw 8. But the first thing I want to get out of the way is the difference between MSI Claw 8 and the TEMPEST edition. So simply put, there is no difference. Literally, it's just the color, right? This thing looks like a freaking stormtrooper to me. And you can get this one with 2 terabytes of storage. But other than that, if you compare it to the old MSI Claw 8, which is not that old, there's no difference. I guess the difference real world would be availability, right? Because it's hard to buy these things. So the first thing I want to say about this freaking handheld right now is the overall vibe that it gives me. This thing is super friendly. It's not out to bite you, if that makes sense. To elaborate on that, it feels like this thing just wants to give you a good time. It doesn't have, I haven't dealt with issues or problems that stop me in my tracks, because this is running on Windows. But for some reason, this Windows experience has been the least hassle Windows experience out of all the other handhelds that I do own. And when you play games on it, I don't know, this Claw is just hey, you want to play games? I've been waiting for you to play games with me. It just feels that way on this handheld. It's hard to explain, but it's just reliable. The battery is super reliable. The hardware is reliable. It's been in my backpack unprotected, freaking jumping hotels left and right, going on flights, and it's shown no signs of damage, no signs of stick drift or anything like that. And trust me, I'm pretty rough with these handhelds. And the performance, the performance isn't anything that you have to worry about. It performs extremely well to where you don't have to stress about the performance. And the cooling is super quiet. It doesn't scream at you for pushing it too hard. It's just very easy to play games on this handheld. Also, you guys don't have to sub if you don't want to sub. If it's your vibe, it's your vibe. You do you. Something I want to bring up that is so special about the Claw, and it's the immersion. Okay, I could be stressed in a hotel. I just checked in. I'm stressed because I know we have to wake up tomorrow morning to hop on a flight to go to Germany or whatever I was doing, whatever. But when I would turn on the MSI Claw to play, Tainted Grail, Fall of Avalon, my stress and my anxiety, would just completely disappear. When you turn on the MSI Claw, what I've noticed, and this is more so than any other handheld I've played with, when you turn on a game, you become part of the game. The audio is insane. The speakers have so much weight to them, low, mids, highs. They're so full, and it goes around your ears, and so you don't need more, right? Your audio is just perfect. You're not wishing you had better audio. The display, I will say, obviously we all wish it was OLED, but the price tag with OLED screens, as you can see with the Legion Go 2, it's hefty, The screen has a 16:10 aspect ratio, and it's super big, right? It's an 8-inch screen, hence the name. But this, when you play a game on this display, it's funny because, take a look at this clip. I was driving from the desert. We went out camping or whatever, and then I'm playing this in direct sunlight, in the desert, okay, in Utah, very bright sun, man. And look at the screen. It shines bright. It's ready to play. So it gets bright enough. It's big enough to where you are fully consumed in the games that you do play. And the performance and with the screen and the variable refresh rate, it's so freaking smooth. Games are so smooth on this handheld. It feels literally like most games I play, I feel like I'm just sliding on butter. And the other thing, of course, is battery. So battery is awesome because like I only charged it on my Europe trip. My Europe trip was like a week and I charged it maybe twice. And I'd play it before I go to bed every night. And that's the crazy thing, right? So if you wake up your handheld, your MSI Claw, and it's at like 32%, for example, you know that you can still get a good like 50 to an hour and a half of gaming before it runs out of battery. So like when you hit that below 50 portion of the battery percentage, you don't stress like you would with any other handheld like a Legion Go. I've noticed, you stress about that. Even a Steamdeck, I tend to stress a little bit. But with this one, it's going to handle pretty well. And the performance, right? So the updates have come around and I'll show you exactly how this all works. But essentially, we are seeing up to a 30% increase in performance compared to when the Claw had originally come out. And based off of testing from other YouTubers that I've seen in on Reddit and things like that, we're seeing this chip perform better than the Z2 Extreme in some cases. And it performs better than, it really is king of the castle when it comes to performance. The frame rates that you get with this outperform pretty much everything that's on the market at the moment. And I don't know about the Z2 Extreme with the Legion Go, we'll find out. But if it doesn't beat out the Legion Go 2, it's going to be apples to apples, I can tell you that. I was literally about to export this video, as you can see, but I got an update notification on the Claw. So check this out. Let me get somewhere better. So similar how all the other handhelds like the Rog Ally and Legion Go have access to AMD Adrenalin, we now have this new app. It's the Intel graphics software. And take a look. I've never seen this before. This is brand new. I think they just dropped it. But you can change all the settings that you'd want to change, right? You've got shared memory overdrive, frame synchronization, low latency mode. You can go over to your display settings, change up the saturation. You can do variable refresh rate, scaling mode, finally. And just a bunch of different little things. And then look, you can see everything and you can set presets for games too. I haven't scanned my library yet, but I can have Portal only play at 7 watts. So every time I turn it on, it automatically goes to like power saving mode. This is freaking sick. Honestly, this just dropped. So heck yeah, this just got even better, dude. This sounds crazy because I'm like, I want to be honest, and I'm completely honest about my experience with these handhelds. I'm not paid to freaking, do these. I don't know if I get to keep this device, to be honest. I hope I do. I never asked them. I probably won't. But I'm looking for things to bring up that are problematic for anybody that would own a MSI Claw. And based off of my experience, I'm not coming across anything that screams like red flag. There actually is a problem I found. I didn't realize until after recording, so this is like a new take. But we are missing one thing, and for me, it's SteamOS. Intel chips and Linux, they don't mix that well. APUs at least don't. We're ripping Windows, but we're ripping it raw, I don't even know how soon it'll be till we get the Xbox layout, but I would love to put Linux or Bazzite onto this thing and not worry about sleep mode, right? Or, changing windows and things like that. That's something you can't get with this. You can try it, but I've talked to some of the Bazzite guys and they're saying you can do it. It's a little iffy. Now that you can buy the MSI Claw 8, finally, again, it's not sold out. It's back in stock with the new white edition. If you're looking at buying a handheld, you're trying to figure out which one you should get, if you should get one, and maybe you want to upgrade. From my point of view, because I have all of them, if you want to play games, to get immersed in the games that you play. You want to like get consumed in the story, kind of like you'd sit at a movie theater to go watch a movie. You want to get consumed in it, like really feel the movie with the sound, the display, you know. This is a perfect claw. If you're a casual gamer where you just kind of like turn it on, get a little dopamine hit, turn it off, you know, that's like more of like a Steam Deck thing or like a Switch kind of thing. This is just like a full all-around experience, and it's a big device. And maybe you're deciding, maybe you're like, okay, I could get the Legion Go 2, but that price is so freaking mean. You know, I bought that thing, I pre-ordered it, and it hurts. It really hurts. With that, like, I mean, I've played with the Legion Go 2 and the OLED, and it's beautiful, it really is. But there's different kind of issues that you'll deal with. Like, I know for one that the audio, you know, they're for the Legion Go, it's up-firing speakers, so the audio doesn't hit like it does on the Claw, which is a big, huge deal. At least for me, it is. Same screen size. The Claw is just more stable than the Legion Go, right? The Legion Go has detachable controllers, and you actually, when you travel with that, you have to maintain that. You have to keep that in your head. You know, I could not throw it in a backpack like I did in Europe with the Legion Go. I've done that before, and I broke the right side of my controller. So, you know, the Claw's more stable, that's for sure. And it's cheaper, right? I believe it's about $400 less, around that. So, I don't know, like, I'd say if you wanted to buy a handheld right now and you wanted the best of the best, the Claw is probably the way to go. You've got the Ally, you know, things like that, but if you want that immersive experience, freaking Claw, dude, that's how I see it. I freaking picked that thing up just to get immersed, you know, but that's just me. So thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. You don't have to sub if you don't want to sub, but